The Covenant overview continues, and we have 2 more Covenants left to cover. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, there will be a link to a playlist down in the description below, but what this series will do is run through the various different Covenants coming in Shadowlands, taking a look at their features, their perks, their rewards, their cosmetics, just to help you have a better idea of which one you're going to choose. Although we won't be talking about player power at all, nothing to do with which is going to be the best in terms of performance for your class or spec. This video is powered by Kingston and HyperX. Ensure you're ready for Shadowlands launch with their Fury DDR4 RGB RAM, or speed up your loading speeds with their KC2500 M.2 SSDs. Find out more in the link below. The third Covenant for us to take a look at is going to be the Night Fae, who we'll find within Ardenweald. And wow, Ardenweald is such a great looking zone. It is by far my favourite looking zone so far in the expansion. Shadowlands in general looks great, but Ardenweald just knocks it out of the park for me. And if you're a druid, you're going to love this zone even more, because it has great tie-ins with the wild gods and all this kind of stuff, and it's a place where souls who are kind of tied to nature will end up as well, like druids and hunters. So you're going to have a lot of druid themes going on in this zone, and it's just a great zone in general. Even if you're not a druid, I think you'll enjoy what this zone has to offer. In terms of the Night Fae themselves, they're going to be mainly made up of 3 different races. You'll have the Savari, which are kind of like satyr looking beings. You'll have the Vorkai, which are like centaurs, and the fairies, which are basically very similar to fairies. And their role in general is to prepare these certain spirits to be rebirthed. They'll take them, put them in like a big old seed, and basically feed them anima and allow them to rest until they're ready to be reborn once more. For example, Cenarius is one of these spirits who was spending time in Ardenweald to recover until he was ready to be shipped back off once more. Although the drought of anima across the Shadowlands has caused a disruption to the cycle of rebirth, and has caused the Night Fae to be threatened by various enemies as well. And that's where you'll come in as the player. You'll be aiding Ardenweald to return to its cycle of rebirth process once more, and ward off the enemies that do threaten them. If you end up choosing the Night Fae, then your Covenant Sanctum will be the heart of the forest. It is quite literally the centre of Ardenweald. It is the heart of Ardenweald, and it appears to be the largest tree found within Ardenweald as well. And your base of operations will be inside this large tree. It's very convenient for getting around. Most of the stuff takes place in the centre, and the various other things that you need within the heart of the forest aren't too far away anyway. And the other reason the heart of the forest is important is because it is also where the Winter Queen is located, who is the leader of the Night Fae and a very, very important character for Ardenweald and Shadowlands in general. Your base Covenant spell as a Night Fae is going to be Soul Shape, which when used will turn you into a spiritual beast, teleporting you 15 yards forward and increasing your movement speed by 50%. You can also reactivate this ability every kind of 3 or 4 seconds, and it'll teleport you forward once more, so you can get like 3 teleports in during its duration. It lasts for 12 seconds, or if you're in a rested area, it'll last indefinitely. And this is great for traveling around the heart of the forest, because you'll have it on permanently when used. It has a 1.5 minute cooldown, and the really nice thing about this spell is that you can acquire these different forms through different kind of content within Ardenweald. You can turn yourself into a moth, you'll have a Vulpin by default, you can pick up a moose, and then there's there's around 20 other different kind of soul-shaped forms for you to collect, and pick the one that you prefer the most. Your Covenant-specific mount as a Night Fae is going to be these Rune Stags, and while some people complain that they looked a little bit too similar to a Talbuk, honestly I don't mind. I think they look great and do fit the zone's theme very, very well. You're going to have 8 of these for you to collect total. There'll be these 4 generic kind of standard Rune Stags with these short horns, and then you'll have the great ones, the enchanted Rune Stags. These look absolutely amazing. I love the curled horns with kind of like this glow going on in the center. I think the enchanted ones look absolutely amazing. In terms of some of the other rewards you can expect as a Night Fae, first of all by hitting max renown, which is going to take some time, the title called Winter's Envoy, which to me stands out. It's quite a unique title. And then in terms of some of the other miscellaneous rewards you can expect, first of all, you'll have a unique Hearthstone. It will share the cooldown with your generic Hearthstone, but when used will have this kind of like blue enchanted glow in it and all around your character as you're finishing the Hearth cast. You will also be able to purchase this pet called Truti, which is a little tree dude. I think it's a tree or a sapling, something along those lines, and I'm not too sure if this is meant to be a reference to Groot. But it'll be this little tree thing, and every once in a while it'll kind of like collapse on itself. And then every once in a while as well, this little squirrel will come along, the curious squirrel, and it'll kind of hang out around Truti as well. Next up is going to be cosmetics, and first up will be the armor sets, and these definitely match Night Fae quite well. First of all, we'll have a look at the cloth set, and this will also have a kind of skirt variant. Then we'll have leather set, which also will have a skirt variant as well. Then the mail set, also having that skirt variant. And then finally the plate set, which won't have a skirt variant for you to choose from. Like the other covenants, there'll be one set for you to collect for your armor type, but then there will be different color variants for you to pick up. One from the main storyline, another from your renown vendor, and then the final one is going to come from your Sanctum special feature, which will be the Queen's Conservatory. Also, ranking up your renown will give you access to an arsenal of weapons. These are all going to be cosmetic only though, so they're not going to provide you any stats, they're purely going to be for transmog. And these look great, once again definitely fit in that feel of Night Fae and kind of how you would expect the Covenant to be. These ones also don't match the renown set in most cases too well, but there will be multiple sources for you to pick these renown weapons up from, different sources that will provide different colour variants, so you will find ones that will match the armor sets much better. The final cosmetics to talk about are going to be the back pieces. Like the other covenants, you will have these standard backs for you to pick up, which will match the general sets quite well, but you'll have a few of these to grab. But outside of that, you will have some of these special backs to pick up, and these are going to be the two from Renown. The first one will be this kind of glowing centerpiece with these two moths, butterflies, I'm not too sure what they are. These will be hanging out on your back and they'll be flapping the wings every once in a while, and I assume they're eating whatever is inside the centerpiece. But it just looks good, it's definitely unique from what we've seen so far in terms of backs, and really does fit that Night Fae feel. The other unique bag for you to pick up is going to be literally a backpack. It's kind of like a glowing enchanted backpack with two little lights on it. So this is going to be quite a unique backpack set as well. This one's going to be a little bit harder to fit into most transmogs, but still I think it looks great. The next thing for us to talk about is going to be your soulbinds and some of those traits the soulbinds will provide. The first one up will be Nia, who is a Sylvari, and one of the traits she'll give is Stay on the Move, which is Soul Shape's cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds, and defeating an enemy reduces Soul Shape's cooldown by an additional second. You'll also have Nature's Splendor, which will have a chance of giving you a bag containing leather, meats, and fish. You kill an enemy that gives XP or honor. Then finally you'll have Swift Patrol, which movement speed increased by 20% for 2 minutes after defeating an enemy, and combat will break this effect. The next one up will be Dreamweaver, and they are a fairy, and one of the traits they'll provide is Fairy Dust. When falling farther than 20 yards, Fairy Dust slows your falling for the next 30 seconds. This cannot occur more than once every minute. And then you'll also have, after spending 60 seconds in a rested area, you'll gain 20% movement speed for 30 minutes. The final one will be Korine, and they're going to be a Vorkai, which is essentially like an alternate of a Centaur. And one of the traits they'll give is Horn of the Wild Hunt, which will give Soul Shape increased movement speed to your allies within 40 yards. You'll also have your weapons take no durability damage. And then finally, you'll have Get in Formation, which your mounted movement speed is increased by 5%. Allies behind you within 40 yards will also gain this benefit. The final thing to talk about is going to be Sanctum Upgrades. This essentially allows you to funnel anima into your Sanctum and receive unique features and benefits when you do. The first one we're going to talk about is going to be your transportation system, which is all going to be involved in this kind of mushroom system. When you first get the first tier of this, you'll go out and you'll set it up, you'll have to complete a quest line, and once that's done, you'll gain access to this kind of mushroom teleportation system, which will allow you to teleport to one hub, and then from that hub you can teleport to various other places as well. As you progressively rank this up, you'll gain more access to different places, and you'll also unlock a unique reputation as well, which will actually have daily quests for you, and as you progress this reputation, you'll gain rewards as well from this, and this is unique to Night Fae only. And then the final tier will give you some more places, and also some more daily quests for you to complete also, allowing you to gain that reputation faster. The next system will be the Anima Conductor, and this allows you to funnel anima to a specific part of the zone each day, which will unlock new content when you do. Tier 1 of the Anima Conductor will allow you to funnel Anima to the Glitterfall Basin, which will allow you to access a special treasure, which is kind of like a little hunt. You have to hunt down these glowing buds, find them all, and then you'll be able to access the treasure. The next one will be the Dreamsong Fen, which when you put Anima there will give you access to kind of like the Opera event, and you'll be able to summon a unique rare every day. And when you go through all the various rares, you'll unlock some new content on a vendor as well, such as mounts, soul shapes, and other stuff also. Tier 2 of the Anima Conductor system allows you to put Anima towards Hibernal Hollow, which will give you access to 2 new daily quests. And then you'll also be able to put Anima towards Turnival, which will give you access to a new world quest as well. And then finally we'll have Tier 3 of the Anima Conductor system, which will allow you to put Anima towards Turner Sith, and this will allow you to fight a big old rare, and this will have a chance of dropping the Wild Glimmer for Prowler mount. Used to be 100% drop chance, but now does seem to be on a low drop chance. Finally, putting Anima towards Claw Edge will give you access to an enhancement for the day. There'll be 3 that you can choose from. One will give you a chance of calling forth an ally when you're outnumbered, and it'll do damage and stun them. The other one will have a high chance of calling forth a Shard of Earth, causing damage and causing them to bleed for X amount of seconds. And then the final one will be when you're out of combat, your soul shape will prevent enemies from noticing you, so it's like a mini stealth. The final upgrade to talk about will be the Queen's Conservatory, which will be the main unique feature for the Night Fae, and this is essentially like a gardening minigame in some ways. What you'll do is you'll have these seed plots and these catalyst plots, and the catalyst plots will enhance or empower your seeds, and then you'll put kind of different things into the seeds, and once the seed is fully grown, you'll gain some loot from it. So what you'll want to do is basically put either a catalyst in that will speed up the growth, or improve the loot, which is the one that you really want, and then you'll want to put the best spirit that you've got into the seed, and then once it's grown, you'll free the spirit, you'll send it back into life, and that'll give you some loot as well. And as you progress your sanctum, you'll be able to gain access to more plots, and these plots will be connected to more catalysts, meaning you can get better loot from it overall. So it's going to be a case of going out, getting your seeds and your spirits and your catalysts, taking them back to your conservatory, and then planting your stuff and essentially waiting for it to grow. And it's going to be a continuation of that until you get all of your rewards. So that does bring us to the end of the Night Fae. Were you going to play Night Fae anyway, or was I able to convince you to start playing Night Fae? Let me know in the comments down below, and look out for the final episode of this series coming very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.